It's not about what you're going to earn. It's going to be what you're going to spend, because a lot of people going into this all think about, hey, what am I going to earn in this process? They're not really looking at what they're spending. And a dollar, penny saved is a penny earned kind of concept. If you can stop buying accounts deploying, you'll be much better off financially anyways. So how much you're going to spend is the first step. Number 2, get really serious about your trading plan. As in, I think the biggest thing that I do wrong is, or I think a lot of people do wrong more accurately, is they're taking too many trades. And sometimes we're rewarded for it. Let's be honest. We'll pass our account in a day. Woohoo, we're so cool. We're so good. We traded a bajillion hours. We got out a drawdown today. We did all this. We passed the challenge. We made 10 grand. That feels good, but being rewarded for bad behavior doesn't help stop that bad behavior on the day that you're definitely going to be punished for it. So number 2 is going to be get really serious about your trading plan. And I don't care what strategy you pick. It doesn't even have to necessarily have an optimal risk reward. I've seen some pretty impeccable things with people who are doing like a 0.25 to 1, I think is how you say it, which is pretty much means they're earning a quarter as much as they're losing, right? That's extreme for me, but it can be done if your accuracy is high enough. So personally, I'm a big advocate of at least 1 to 1, and that's what you should be striving for in terms of your profit factor. But your strategy needs to include that how you enter, how you exit. Hard rule that you can't move your stop and won't move your stop or scale back in. That's a big one too. It needs to include preferably a 1 to 1 risk reward. That's that. So once you have that done, now we're going to talk about how many trades you have. How many trades you have is probably the biggest thing, because on days like, on other days, today was, I caught the move the best that I wanted, so I'm good there. But on some days, it might mean I'm selling this, but I got in, I got knocked out, I got in again, I got knocked out, and I got in a third time. Like, are we counting this as 1 trade? Are we counting this as 3 trades? Like, how are you factoring that in? Because having this kind of thing in your rules is going to be a big deal. But how many trades can you take in a day? And that has nothing to do whether or not you're up or down. If rules have a hierarchy in order of operation, that needs to be rule number 1. Then you can filter that with, if I've taken 2 losses, I'm done. If I'm up X percent, or if I've made X dollars, I'm done. You can filter beyond that, but it needs to be first a hard rule that says I can only take X amount of trades a day. Number 2, I probably would not diversify prop firms unless you're trading, hey, morning session I trade take profit, PM session I trade funded next, or whatever. Like, unless you're trading them in separate sessions, I have spent vastly more money trying to make it to where I can mirror all these firms that I think is cost effective. Because again, if I just trade my 5 accounts on Take Profit Trader, my 20 accounts or something on Apex, my 6 on funded futures or whatever, I don't make as many mistakes because the copy trading software doesn't mess up. So I definitely would not recommend you getting a multiple amount of different firms. At least to start with, I would recommend getting 1, maybe 2. And if you're going to have 2, trade them at different sessions. And this is your AM session, or this is your afternoon session, or this is your whatever session. But only trade 1 broker at a time, because it's going to save you a lot of money in software as well as problems in copy trading stuff. Number 3, you get 1 to 2 accounts per firm. That's it. No more. Until you have proven that you can maintain an account for 30. Because even if you're not getting payouts, I get it. It's hard. At least prove you can maintain an account for 3 to 4 weeks before you're trying to go get 5, 10, or 20 accounts. So that we're going to pay out before you're allowed to scale more than 2 accounts per firm. I probably wouldn't even advocate as much for micros as many would think, because again, the amount of days that have to go right and the things that have to happen is a lot. But yes, for the most part, I'm going to advocate for micros and say, 5 micros max, at least for a while, and preferably 1 or 2, because at first you're not focusing on the profit, you're focusing on the process. And once you've proven that you can follow the process, then you can worry about the P&L on the day. But at first you're focusing on the process, not the profit. So focus on that for a while, just the ins and outs of Cultivate, the ins and outs of ghost orders, the ins and outs of the prop firm, and the rules and the consistency and the drawdown. Get comfortable with that while using micros and focusing on the process. And then when you're really ready to prove that, hey, I've got that, I'm averaging better than a 60 to 70% accuracy. If you're doing a 1 to 1, that's how much you need. 60% is reasonably good. Then you can work up size on your micros. And also, biggest thing is payouts. Like, pay attention to the rules. I have also made a huge amount of mistakes because I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know when I took this withdrawal it was going to mess up this account. I didn't know if I made this action on my funded account, it was going to do this. So know about the news, know about the withdrawal process. If you're taking withdrawal from one, don't go trade that for the next. I'm pretty lenient at this point, 48 to 72 hours, because it takes time for that prop firm, even the ones that do instant payout. It takes time for all of that they caught up on the fact that you made 10 grand and they switched your account and you didn't even know. And now you have different rules and you're like, oh, well, I just accomplished all these great things and it disappeared in a day because I didn't know, right? To pay attention to that stuff. And that's literally it.